Martha. So last but not least, we have author Ukali Johnson-Gray. He's an author and has written several books. The latest, Loving Black Women, which is an anthology about loving Black women, and has, Common Sense, Black Political Thinking, calling for the coming of the 8th and 9th All-African People's Congress. It's available at Marcus and Alexander Books in San Francisco. It's also available in the audio version, so give it up for Larry.
First of all, it's nice to be on 3rd Street because I spent a lot of early childhood years on 3rd Street, particularly standing out in front of Super Sale and asking the ladies if they needed help with their groceries when I was 8 and 9 years old. And so, yeah, I'm also back on 3rd Street for the first time since Mario Woods got assassinated. And so, you know, that's moving too because people are on hunger strikes and are otherwise calling for the chief to resign. And I'm with that because I remember that we tried to pursue justice for Larry Lumpkin back in '86, and he was a young brother that was killed by the police. So, but that happened in Lakeview. But by the way, though, it's good to see that everybody's standing strong and through it all, and hopefully at the end of the day, we'll find a way to have justice for the people as well as allow those other people to do their job. But there's first of all got to be human rights and justice for the people. So thank you. So I've written several books. My first book, the most meaningful book to me, was my book called Journey to the Motherland, which has a modern day story. The modern day story about this book is was from Balboa High School, and of course went to USA. And after getting my first master's degree, couldn't find no good jobs. So I headed to the Motherland, and there I taught government for 4 years. Now here's the after story. I came back to the U.S. after 4 years, but the brothers, it was a boys' school, they invited me to London last year because they remembered me after 38 years of teaching, and many of them became lawyers and doctors, and I was just so shocked when I got to London last year in July that they had even remembered me, but more than that, they have really developed themselves. And we really had some good times teaching government in Nigeria. So the first piece I have comes out of my experience, because again, I am a San Francisco, born in San Francisco General Hospital. And it's called Feeling Good in Africa. Family, we are forever. We survive any weather. In our people's land, home of the black man. My friend Pat Finn brought the drink. I'm free, I can think. I'm feeling good in Africa, so good in Africa, in black Africa, my people's Africa. Where sisters do what's good, and brothers carve from black wood. Here we are in Africa, black people's Africa, where a black government is the master of development, meaning she-goats and rams in afternoon traffic jams. Don't ask for me in old Frisco. If you're cool, you'll know. I'm feeling good in Africa, so good in Africa, in black Africa, my people's Africa. And if you read your story, it's like you go to Nigeria without a visa while sitting in your living room, because it's really told in first person. And the reason, one of the main reasons I went to Nigeria was because I ran into this Nigerian girl and we got married. And so, you know, that was an accident. But she always told me, she said, well, if you can't get a job in your country, come to my country. And I know you'll get a job and you'll get given it to you. She was right on both of those levels. But when we came back, she had high blood pressure and she eventually passed. But I have a piece for her called A Poem for Chinwe. Chinwe was tall, plump, and sweet. When I met her, she knocked me off my feet. She was 100% Nigerian, born in America, raised in Nigeria. I met her studying in America. Chinwe experienced Biafra, a native of Umkweri. When I traveled to Nigeria, Chinwe was beside me. Chinwe spoke broken English, some Yoruba, and Igbo. Chinwe's state was emo. Chinwe had a proud smile, a proud walk, and a pretty smile as we would talk. We got married, life took us on a ride. We flew to Africa, sitting side by side. We traveled throughout Nigeria by car, bus, taxi, and air. Chinwe was with me. We lived in the city of Benin. Chinwe was my wife, and Chinwe was my queen. Falling sick while pursuing PhD. When you left, we took part of it. And so, that's what she.
All right.
I've also, like I said, written 2 other books that are not here. They're ebooks. All of my books, including this one, is available at Amazon.com, Kindle, as an ebook. And imagine, you know, the expense of trying to publish a book like this, 300 pages of spoken word, called A History of Destiny. And now you can get it for $2.99 over the internet, and they send it to you in 60 seconds. So the first piece here comes from the rough 80s, and it's called The First Bullet Hit. And you know, this is for all the young soldiers who are outside sometimes shooting at each other. I wish some of them were here so they could hear this. The first bullet hit, and the first bullet is a metaphor for how we treat each other on the street sometimes. The first bullet hit, and the eyeball split, and the blood started flowing death bit by bit. Because you fired at him, your brother named Jim, who used to live next door outside a local store. So you warned your homie, stay away from my turf. But your homie said he is not scared, and the gangbanger buddy said shoot him till he's dead. When you met Jim and fired at his eye, as his blood flowed, you realized he would die. Now you scared and in despair, the cause of the gangbanger's death. Jim died on your turf. His mom cried in the dirt. His buddy swore to make your blood flow. But, black men, do you ever ask why? We got to fight till we die, instead of practicing unity in our own community. Do you ever ask why? Some laugh while we cry, because we treat each other like an enemy, while this society often oppresses you and me. That self-destruction song, play it all day long. We're committing mass suicide, self-assisted black genocide. We could live with pride instead of black-on-black genocide, because of black-on-black love, black men, is much better than black-on-black crime. This one goes back to the 90s. Back in that time, a lot of hip-hop musicians got together because the youngsters were at each other. Yeah. And so they got together and they made a video together, and they were asking the kids to stop the gang war. So this one was called a unity thing. If we're all in the same gang, then it's a unity thing. Brothers and sisters in our community, end the war, practice more unity. 26 caskets lined up at City Hall, 26 killed in 24 months. Must more fall? To the young brothers, to the young men, don't be a killer, be a brother or friend. Stop being a clown, warning brothers from other sides of town. Unless self-destruction is our function, one gang, you see, is a unity thing. Too much blood is shed, too many underfed, too many oppressed, too many dead. Too many mothers, too many tears, too many sons killed, too many years. If we all in the same gang, then it's a unity gang. Brothers and sisters in our community, in the warfare, we need more unity. Thank you. Okay, now let's ease up a little bit there. You know, things are in a very serious pitch, and anything we can do to make it better is appreciated. But I once went to this happy hour, and of course I'm going to be giving you this one from, it's called Love Is.